Hello, broadcasters. Welcome to episode 179 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. My name's Geige. I'm here with Dan, of course. Dan, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good. It's been a good week. We have an exciting guest on tonight, so stay tuned for that. Someone from the engineering team will be joining us, which should be lots of fun, and some cool topics to cover tonight as well. So definitely excited. For anyone new here, Dan and I are the founders of StreamYard, and we do these town halls every single Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific, and we do them for a few reasons. One is to stay in tune with all of you, go through the same flow that you guys do with your own shows and events. Two is to answer any of your questions. We love discussing your ideas and topics, so feel free to share wherever you're tuning or share from whatever platform you're chatting on, and we'll do our best to get to all of them. And then I always mention the three pillars of StreamYard, which are ease of use, stability, and professional streams. So if you're about those three things, StreamYard is the tool for you. See people hanging out from all over the world tonight. Very cool. We got Kelsey in NYC, Dennis from Boise, rainy Boise. It's quite sunny here, actually. Before I forget, we have lots of awesome shows these days. We got Spotlight the second Thursday of every month. It's a show featuring folks like you, folks in the community, and how they're having success with their live shows. So if you're looking for inspiration, definitely check that out. And if you're interested in being featured, shoot an email to contact@streamyard.com. We have YouTube channel reviews with Dee and Daniel the second Saturday of every month. Really great show if you're looking to sort of up your YouTube game or get started on YouTube. They give really great specific feedback on individual channels, things like titles and thumbnails and how often to post, and really great lessons to be learned from that show. So definitely check that out. And we have Enhance Your Live Streaming the last Tuesday of every month with Nick Nimmin. Nick is a pro when it comes to live video and video in general. But if you're looking for specific live streaming tips, that's the show for that. So definitely check that out. And then we got live stream reviews the last Saturday of every month with Christian and Charles at noon PST, which is a fun show where they give live feedback on different live streams. And one thing we've been doing is, so you get to know a little bit more about us, we get to know a bit more about you, is a fun fact. And the one we had for tonight was favorite hot beverage. What's your favorite hot beverage, Dan?
Cool. That's an exciting one, isn't it? Favorite hot beverage for me, green tea. How about you?
For me, it's a pretty easy one. I've definitely been a big fan of coffee for a long time. So I enjoy coffees of all kinds, fancy coffee, cheap coffee, all kinds of coffee.
Cool.
All right. Looks like we got one question here from Daniel. Says, can you show us how you add a video, or can the video be pre-set up before live streaming? Do you want to quickly chat about how we go ahead and do that for our show there?
Yeah, definitely. So if you caught the intro of StreamYard, so that was using a video clip. So there's two ways to share videos. One we call video clips. The other one we call video sharing. And then there's different use cases for each one. So what you're talking about, the best way is with a video clip. So if you're just in the StreamYard studio, on the right side, there's a brand section. Click on that. There's a video clip section. You want to upload your video there. And then it's basically saved on StreamYard servers. And anytime you can just click it to play it. It's really great for just like short clips you want to play every stream or, once in a while. And that's what we use for our intro. And then the other one is at the bottom of the screen in your studio, right? Like when you click on the screen share icon, you'll see there's a video sharing option. That one's really good for super long videos. So, or anything where you want to be able to like scrub through the video. So maybe you want to play, a 5-minute chunk out of a 1 hour long video. It's perfect for that. But for your type of use case, I would use the one in the brand tab.
Cool. So hopefully that helps. We got quite a few other questions here. Alvarez says, is there, I assume you mean like, is there live chat, Alvarez? And yeah, if you go to streamer.com/contact, there's 24/7 live chat to help you with anything you need.
Yep.
Congrats to you, Tim. That's awesome. 700 hours on YouTube all through the yard. That's really cool.
Cool. That's awesome.
Diggins says, is there an interface I can use to pull all the names as a list from my live stream? I'd like to be able to automate my duck races. And I know there are randomizers that draw names, but all names. That's a really cool one. Diggin, I'd be curious to learn more about, like, is it actual ducks racing? That's pretty awesome. So right now, there might be tools to do it, but I'm not familiar with anything off the top of my head. Do you have any thoughts on that one, Dan?
Yeah, I don't know of anything, and we don't offer anything for that right now. But yeah, it might be. If you look around for some tools, I would be curious, and maybe someone in the chat, if anyone knows about a tool that actually does this, because all it would really need to do is integrate. Like, let's say you're streaming to YouTube, it would just need to integrate with your YouTube, pull the comments from the live stream. It's possible there's something out there, but yeah, I'm not aware of anything.
But yeah, hopefully someone has a suggestion for you, dig. And then also the live chat too. They might be able to help find something with you. Let's see what else we had here. Josh says, any update on the progress of adding the ability to pause, then restart the same broadcast in record-only mode? I don't think anything new if you've watched the past live streams, Josh, other than it's something that is being currently worked on and designed. Basically a revamped way to use StreamYard as a recording tool, which will include things like pausing and restarting. Any other thoughts on that one, Dan?
Yeah, I'm not sure when this specific feature would come out, but like Geige said, we're just always trying to make recording better in general. And yeah, at some point, I'm definitely hoping we can add something like that. But yeah, not coming out like this week or anything like that. So no updates yet.
Cool. Awesome, Diggin. I'll have to check it out. That sounds awesome. All right, let's maybe do a couple more questions here, and then there were a couple questions that we wanted to ask you guys, and then a couple announcements as well. Awesome, Agent Bay. That's cool. I'd be curious, like, are you using like satellite internet or something, or is it just like a normal connection? That's cool. Darren says, I just bought the Logitech Mevo Start live streaming camera. How can I connect it to StreamYard? So I'm not familiar with the Mevo specifically. If it's just like a USB web camera, you can just plug it directly in the computer and it should pop up. If it's an HDMI output from the camera, then you might need to use something like
a cam link.
Yeah, a cam link or a device that basically converts the HDMI to USB. But yeah, let us know the type of camera, Darren, or maybe someone else is familiar with that type of camera.
Yep.
Hopefully, what Dan mentioned at the beginning, racers helped with that one. Basically, you can just put up an overlay like Dan was sort of talking about and play a video before you hit go live, and then once it's done playing, you can pop yourself back up.
Yeah, and I would add that there's kind of two ways to do it. So it sort of depends on basically what you want it to look like. So for us, what we do is we put up an image. So we have like an overlay image, and then we have a video, and we put up the overlay image, and then we go live, and we just wait a little bit, and then we play the video. And then while the video is playing, we just get rid of the image. So when the video is gone, there's nothing, and it's just us at that point. The other way to do it is to start, like, just have a video and just start playing the video, then go live while the video is playing. You don't want to do that if it's like a short 10-second video, but if it's a long video, that can work totally fine as well. It will potentially cut off the first couple seconds of the video, but depending on your video, if it's just a countdown or something, that shouldn't really matter.
Cool. Before I forget, let's get to a couple of these things we wanted to mention, and then I'll get back to some of the questions. First one was looping video clips is now live. So we already sort of talked about this and demoed it last time, but now it's available to everyone. So if there's, it's pretty self-explanatory. If in your video clip section you want something to play over and over again instead of just ending, there's now an option there to loop it. Anything to add there, Dan?
I don't think so. Other than I think one really cool use case for this, and probably maybe the main one, is if you're like going away or something, or you need to just take a 5-minute break in the middle of a stream, especially if you have a long stream, but any kind of stream, really just some kind of intermission, and you have like a 1-minute clip or a 30-second clip, and you don't know how long the intermission will be. If you just put on some kind of clip that's going to loop, that's just a really convenient way to kind of do intermissions. That isn't just an image or something. Because the challenge without the looping feature is, unless that clip is super long, at some point it's going to end and you're going to have to start playing it again manually, which is not ideal.
Cool. So yeah, hopefully it's a welcome feature. Let us know if you guys have already tried it out, and if you're enjoying it, if we'd like to see any changes. Another thing we wanted to ask about tonight, because it's been a really long time since we've asked about it, and there might be new viewers that haven't actually gotten feedback on the feature, is StreamYard Teams. So StreamYard Teams came out, how long ago was it, Dan? Almost like close to a year, maybe.
It was October, November.
Okay, so not as long as I thought, but it's been a bit. But yeah, curious how many of you are actually using the Teams feature. I have a typo there. If there's any changes you'd like to see the future you'd like to see in the future, or if you're happy with basically how everything works as far as teams go.
Cool. Yeah, and feel free to get really specific. So if there's something like, "Ooh, I'd love if the co-host could also, do this," or "I don't like that the admins can do this or can't do this." So any like very specific things, that's useful to know.
Prison Talk says, question, how can two YouTube channels go live simultaneously on each other's channel? So if you have, I don't know what the actual permission is, but whatever the equivalent is of publishing permission on each other's channels, you can essentially just connect it as a destination, Prison Talk, and go live to as many YouTube channels as you like.
Yep. Yeah, with StreamYard, like you could stream to 5 YouTube channels if you wanted, as long as you have permissions for it. And even if you don't have permissions, as long as somebody with permissions connects it to StreamYard, it's ideal if you have permissions in case there is any permission issues in the future and you want to be able to reconnect it when you go live if you run into an issue.
Cool, that's good to know. Dagan, I guess quickly, I should have probably prefaced it with what it is, but essentially with StreamYard teams, you can invite other people onto your StreamYard account. So if you're working with like a co-host who you want to be able to essentially log into account without having full access to things like your billing and things like that, you can just invite them onto your team and they'll be able to do things like show banners and whatnot during the broadcast. Or you can even add them as an administrator if you do want them to have permissions to do things like go live or download broadcasts. It's basically just the ability to use StreamYard with multiple people on one account.
Yep.
Of course, RLCC, glad you're a fan of it. Let's see, what else do we have here? Carl says, will StreamYard be adding the feature for others to connect their channels when live streaming? So like we sort of briefly talked about before, Carl, is if you have access to the channel, you can actually connect it yourself on your own dashboard. But we are working on making it even easier where you don't actually have to go through that permission, and someone who's your guest can sort of help facilitate that. So stay tuned on that one.
Yeah, I would also say something that's pretty common is you can just invite that person as a team member. So if you want to stream to your friend's YouTube channel, if they're part of your team on StreamYard, you can already stream to it. It's not ideal if you don't trust the person as much, but that is actually an option. If it's like when Geige and I, for example, with our show, if I wanted to add my own channel, I could, as long as Geige trusts me to be as part of the account. But if you had a guest that's just there once that you maybe don't know as well, then we're working on making that a little better.
Cool. See, a few different folks are using Teams. Sounds like Mark's a fan of it for the podcasting recording, but would still love a dark theme. Good to know, Mark. Appreciate that.
Cool. I would also add, we've mentioned this on previous town halls, but I do find extensions work pretty well for that. So if you really don't want to have the white studio screen, you can get extensions that'll basically turn any website into dark mode, which typically work pretty well and should work pretty well in StreamYard as well.
Jamel says, I would love a feature where we can choose what permissions the co-host has. So that's good to know, Jamel. Thanks for sharing that. I'd be curious how deep you'd be interested in going. Like what kinds of things would you be interested in sort of limiting and enabling as far as the co-host permissions?
Yeah. And I'd also be curious if you do actually want to customize it for each person. Like if you have some people where it's like, I want them to be able to show comments but not banners. And then someone else is like, I just want them to show banners but not comments. Or if for you, it's like, no, I would just prefer if every co-host had the ability to go live or had the ability to end the broadcast or something like that. But you basically just want the co-host permission to be different, or do you actually want to customize it for each person? If you can let us know.
Cool. Daniel says, is there a way to do a free trial on StreamYard? Yeah, absolutely. So there's actually an entirely free version of StreamYard, Daniel. So if you just go to StreamYard.com, you can immediately sign up and go live and check it out without paying. All right, I think we might have time for one or two more here, and then we can bring on our guest for tonight. RLCC says, can you increase the number of free team members? We usually have 2 team members alternating. We can certainly consider it, RLCC. Appreciate that.
Cool. So like 3 in total, just to confirm?
I think just more, but yeah, maybe 3. All right. there was a couple more here I wanted to get to. See a few questions on if there's any new hotkeys coming or additional hotkeys. Pretty easy thing for us to add. So I'd be curious which one specifically you'd be most interested in. Oh, okay, there's one here. So yeah, for other folks that have commented beyond the one that Todd just mentioned here, which specific ones you'd like to see. But any thoughts on this one, Dan, for video clips and overlays?
Yeah, I definitely think that's cool. It's certainly something we've considered, and I'm hoping we can add that at some point. I did also see another one in the comments. It was a few minutes ago. I'm just trying to remember what it was for. Oh, switching cameras. I think that's a good one as well. That makes sense. Maybe just like you click a button, it goes to the next camera. I'd be curious, whoever asked that, and sorry, I lost track because it was a few minutes ago. Let me know if that would work. If it just kind of cycles through the cameras, or would you want to bind a key to a specific camera? The overlays, I assume you want to bind to a specific overlay.
Cool. Let us know. And tons of other questions here, so we'll get to more of those towards the end, but don't want to run out of time for our guest tonight, who is Colin on the StreamYard engineering team. Hey, Colin, how are you doing?
Hi, guys. Pretty good.
Cool. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So for anyone that's not familiar with kind of this segment of the show, I guess, we've been bringing on StreamYard employees recently and just asking them a few questions as a chance for all of you to get to know the people building the StreamYard and working behind the scenes. So obviously we've got Colin today. Colin's an engineer at StreamYard, but got a bunch of questions for him to kind of give you guys a chance to learn even more about him. And if you have specific questions for Colin, feel free to just ask them in the chat. So Colin, first question for you. Can you just tell us a bit about yourself and what you do at StreamYard?
At StreamYard, I'm a software engineer. I primarily focus on user interface and user experience stuff, so making it pretty and easy to use. Outside of work, though, I play a lot of hockey and golf, and I'm a musician. You can see I've got a lot of guitars over here.
A whole rack.
Yeah. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Cool. Awesome. And where are you located, Colin?
I'm just outside of Austin, Texas, in the suburbs.
It's cooking hot right now.
It is. The high was 105 today, and it was not a dry 105 either. So,
well, and how long have you been at StreamYard?
A little over a year now. I think it's probably about 15 months or so.
Cool. And what is your favorite StreamYard feature?
So I have two for this. You already touched on one. Teams was pretty cool. That was I was one of the primary engineers working on that, and that was a lot of fun. And it's great to see people using it and enjoying it. But I think my favorite feature that I've worked on was the giveaway tool. Definitely really exciting to see that launch and see our users get super excited about being able to finally use the tool that you guys used. So
yeah,
that's still probably my favorite one.
Cool. Yeah, I remember before you actually built it into a real feature. Geige and I always had this like script we were running on our computer, and everyone's always asking, how on earth do you do that? I'm like, well, we can't really let you do it because it's just running on my computer. Yeah, way better now. Cool. And yeah, we'll do our giveaway shortly for anyone who's wondering what Colin's talking about with the giveaway tool. We do one every single week. Very exciting.
Yeah.
All right, Colin, what did you want to be when you were younger?
I wanted to play professional hockey for sure. But I actually got into coding pretty early. And so like that computers kind of became a thing for me, like at a really young age. So
cool.
I've been pretty hard on that for a while. So
sweet. I think both Geige and I also wanted to be hockey players. So
yeah,
we can relate. And then you've already kind of answered, but how'd you end up becoming an engineer?
Well, so like the summer of my 11th year, we were at the bookstore getting like the summer reading book, and I had started kind of dabbling with JavaScript and HTML and CSS just for fun because I was into like cartoons and wanted to make a GeoCities or a tripod website about a cartoon that I was really into. And I convinced my dad to buy me a JavaScript for Dummies book, and it was kind of all over from there. I got my first job as an engineer my summer before my senior year of high school, and I co-opted through my senior year. By the time I graduated, I was only going to school for a quarter of the day, and then I was working 40 hours a week. So ever since just have been working. So
cool. That's fun.
Yeah.
The old JavaScript for Dummies.
Yeah, man.
I like that.
Yeah.
Cool. And then what is your favorite thing about working at StreamYard?
Man, I think it's probably just feeling like I'm making a really positive impact in our users' lives. It's just awesome to see them like happy about a product that I've invested a bunch of time in. So that's really cool.
Cool. Sweet. And how would you answer the fun fact question? Favorite hot beverage?
Easily has to be hot chocolate. I don't like hot coffee, and I'm not a tea guy. It's got to be hot chocolate.
Cool. Do you drink caffeine at all or no?
Oh, I love caffeine. You can't not drink caffeine if you have ADHD, but
Yeah.
it's got to be cold though. Yeah, I like ice brew, just not hot coffee.
That's fair.
Or cold brew, sorry.
And then some random questions. Not like that one wasn't random, but
Not at all.
favorite karaoke song?
Man, I don't really do karaoke very often, but I definitely, if you were driving down the road next to me, you'd see me belting out some like punk rock from the late 90s, early 2000s. For sure.
Fair enough. Punk rock is in like Green Day?
Yeah, and like Blink-182 and all the stuff that's come out after that or come from that. So
cool, sweet.
Yeah.
And then do you have a favorite board game?
I don't play a lot of board games because most of my friends are like distributed, but I've played some online like in the last 6 months with friends, and I had a lot of fun playing Ticket to Ride. And Settlers of Catan's another one that's a lot of fun. So
And you can play that online?
yeah.
Cool.
There's some pretty cool. Like there's a tabletop game simulator that people have built all kinds of games for, and it's really cool.
Cool. That's fun. Sweet. And do we have any questions in the chat for Colin as well?
I think
We have tons.
Oh boy.
I got a good one from Agent Bay. Colin, what dream feature would you like to build into StreamYard?
Oh man. That's I don't know. I don't really have a good answer for that one. I think I'd like to go back and spend some more time on the giveaway tool and make it even more customizable and like exciting. But I don't really.
Cool.
I feel like you guys, our product management team, has done a really good job of planning out a roadmap and features, and I think there's some really cool stuff coming down the line that you guys need to keep an eye out for.
Cool.
Great.
Yeah, let us know what your dream feature is, Agent Bay.
For sure.
Marissa says, Colin, who would you like to play the guitar with?
Oh man. There's a band, and a lot of our listeners or viewers probably have no idea who I'm talking about, but there's a band out of New York called Bayside. And I love their stuff. And there's a couple of songs of theirs that I absolutely love to play, and it'd be like really cool I've seen them live once, and it would be really cool to, be up on stage with them.
Cool.
So that'd be fun.
Sweet.
Got a question from Bart. Colin, which StreamYard team is the best StreamYard team?
It's my team. My team is the best team. That's the default name for the team. So my team is the best team.
There you go.
I love this from Bart.
Cool. I think there were a couple other ones here. Todd says, question for Colin, do you hit your golf balls the same way you hit your hockey pucks?
I absolutely do not, because I'm a goalie. So I don't hit hockey pucks. I stop them from going in the net.
Cool. I've always found that interesting whenever someone plays hockey right-handed and then golf's left-handed or vice versa.
Yeah. My son's that way, but I when I play, like when I coach and stuff, I shoot right-handed. I golf right-handed, but
Cool.
I catch with my left hand, so I did learn how to shoot backwards for a golf.
Yeah. Fair.
It's kind of weird.
Cool. Should we go ahead and queue up the giveaway tool, Dan?
Cool. Let's do it. Speaking of the giveaway tool.
Yeah, you can see it in action. Got a question from Clarine. Curiosity questions for Geige and Dan. I like the staff interviews. How many staff are there, and do you have any black staff? I think the total StreamYard team is it's like 70 or so folks, yep. Clarine, and then there's black folks on the StreamYard team. I couldn't tell you the exact number, but there's quite a few, and you'll probably meet some of them in future StreamYard Town Halls.
I feel like Sterling would be an interesting interview.
Yeah, Sterling.
Yeah.
Cool. We actually had Chase on Coffee with the Ducks.
Oh, nice.
A long time ago. Yeah, we'll need to get him on the Town Hall as well.
Yeah, he's a fun guy.
All right. So for anyone who hasn't been to one of these before, if you just type in #TheYard, you'll be entered into the giveaway. And tonight we'll give away that same type of sweater that Dan has on, and the StreamYard pillow. I don't think anyone has it in the background there, but it's just a nice blue pillow with the StreamYard duck on it. And like we were talking about earlier, Colin actually built this and made it available to everyone. So if you're ever interested in doing your own giveaway, you can go to StreamYard.com/giveaway to run one yourself. And there's a video on there that walks through exactly how it works.
Cool.
So is the number still going up? I haven't been paying attention.
Maybe get 10 more seconds.
All right, I'll give you a few more seconds here. See if there are any other fun questions for Colin. I think we got to most of them.
All right, it hasn't moved much. I think we're probably good.
All right, cool. Let's go ahead and run it.
All right, good luck, everyone.
Chris, congrats. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Dana will reach out to you on Facebook to get your address and size. But yeah, congrats again, and thanks for watching.
Right on. Congrats.
All right.
Feature request, by the way, Colin, from a lot of our users is sound effects.
Okay. Well, that's definitely something to look at adding.
Yeah.
The old like Windows. Ba-ba!
Yeah, or like, and then.
Oh, we need a drum roll. That's what it is. We need a drum roll.
Sorry, that was my attempt at a drum roll. Okay, in case you got better.
This is I don't think anyone's actually asked this one. Diggin, is there a StreamYard API we can hook into? From your previous question, I would guess some of the stuff you'd be keen on is stuff like comment access and whatnot. But curious what other stuff you'd be interested in actually accessing through an API. For anyone that doesn't know what an API is, it's basically just a way to programmatically communicate with a piece of software. But yeah, it's possible in the future we might, but not right now, Diggin, but would be good to know what kind of stuff you'd like to do.
Yep.
Agent Bay's dream feature is customizable layouts. Good to know.
That's a good one.
All right. Time for maybe one or two more here. Sunita says, I noticed that the chat jumps a lot when tons of people are chatting. What's up with that? So if the chat's jumping for you, Sunita, we definitely want to make it more smooth. So if you reach out to support with maybe some screenshots and specifics, they would certainly appreciate it. We can work on it.
Yeah, and ideally, what I do when the chat's getting pretty wild is just scroll up a little bit, and then it should pause right there for you. And then, once you scroll back down, it'll start automatically moving. But yeah, if you just scroll up, even just, one scroll on your mouse, that should be enough to just completely pause it. And then you can kind of scroll around in that area without it moving at all. And if that's not working for you, definitely let us know, but that should be working. I'm actually using it right now.
Yeah, me too.
Cool.
It's very handy, especially during the giveaway when we just get tons of comments coming in. You kind of have to do it in order to see anything.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, this was episode 179 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. It's always a pleasure. And thanks, Colin, for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Cool. See you next week, everyone.
Take care.